Hi, my name is Dr. Ricky, and I'm one of the physicians here at Texas Health Mansfield, and I actually work right next door by the HEB. So the three things that I can think of, one of them is your emotional component of it, so the connection that you have with the people around you. We also have the physical component, how we take care of ourselves, are we active, do we exercise often? And the last part I would say is the spiritual aspect, which kind of gathers together what we actually do with other people around us. So I went to Loma Linda. That's where I actually went to medical school. So one of the blue zones over there. And I'm actually a Seventh-day Adventist myself. I grew up here in Grand Prairie, Texas, but I've actually moved around sort of to all the areas of Seventh-day Adventists. And so I was in Ohio for a little bit, then Loma Linda, and Advent Health Orlando, and now I'm here. And there's a sort of a trend that I see, and that's that health is important. And you're correct, health is not just about what you eat or the exercise, but it's about the body, mind, and spirit. It's a holistic view. It's not just one little piece. We often think about, for example, a disease or a medical problem when a patient presents as just one component, but the patient might have other things that are going on that might be presenting a different way. And so if you're able to just see that, or visualize that as part of an entire spectrum of what's going on, I think you have a better understanding of how you can treat that patient or how you can do better. I think I can only speak for myself, but the spiritual aspect, I believe that my journey has been emotions of roller coasters. And while I seek ways to find stability during that ride, I think I've kept my eyes visualized in God, and that has helped me sort of bring the things that might be perceived as negative or things that might be challenges as ways of opportunities or for growth as well. The emotional aspect of it was the easiest. The reason I'm saying one of the easiest one, or one of the ones that we can work on the most, is that we are able to, we have so much technology, but we also have people around us that can help us feel better or become better. And the physical component, it is the hardest. And the reason it's the hardest because we don't like the change, like you mentioned. We don't like to just do things that we're not used to. But to get out of that comfort zone, we must leave that zone and do what makes our body sort of collide with our traditions, our ways of doing things. And so that's why when you're working out, you feel sore, and that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Feeling sore is good because that means your muscles were working out, were doing something that wasn't the normal for them, because otherwise you wouldn't feel sore. To me, the spiritual component, if you have that centered, everything else sort of falls into place. If we're able to just focus on that spiritual component, the other ones we're able to see with more clarity, with a better vision, and we can create a better plan of what we want to do with our lives. I think we have to find it and seek it. You know, we all have phases in our lives, and by that I mean when we are younger, we now work. And so after you're done working, what do you do next? And that could just be hanging out with your friends, the colleagues that you worked with, or family that you're now raising with your grandchildren as well. We have new technology that is helping us do things that we never thought about, or new medicines that help us sort of prolong our health. But I think one of the things that we forget is the organic components that we already have had for many decades, centuries, and that is the diet, the food, the organic stuff that we bring to our table. And doing the things that are often seem mundane, whether that's walking, reading, using a little bit of our mental health, and going on walks as well. Well, I think sometimes we try to make things complicated when sometimes life can be simple if we do the right steps. Even my own journey, for example, in last couple of years, I've been eating a lot more fast food, not walking as much, and then I decided to take a new journey on my own, just because I have to do what I preach. And so I've been doing CrossFit, for example, and I felt so much energy in the morning. So I go at 6 in the morning to CrossFit almost every day, 5 times a week. And that has brought me energy that I don't need caffeine for anymore, or I don't need some sort of caffeine. So I just do the CrossFit in the morning. I'm excited, I'm energized. I've been eating a lot healthier, and that's because my coach tells me to. So there's that sort of reliable component as well. He makes sure there's accountability in there. So I've been eating more veggies, and I feel those two things have helped me in things that perhaps medicine or the medications wouldn't have as well. It's strong. It's about habits. I usually tell patients, the first 21 days are hard, but if you want to make it a habit, make it 90 days straight, and that's difficult. And that's where people tend to fall, and I say it's okay to fall down, but as long as you're willing to stand up, you're completely fine. It's just, even for myself, it's the idea of doing the basic things, but I've seen so much progress just doing those little steps that we often just avoid, because we want to do the fastest thing or the shortest, take the shortest way to our end goal. So I felt a lot different doing my own journey as well, and I've seen that actually in the patients I've treated as well. And maybe in my own journey, I'm doing my spiritual aspect, my emotional aspect. I'm thankful that I believe in a higher power in God, and so that has also been a strong component in making sure that my mental health is equally important to me.
Right.
And actually, I have the gratitude. I do 3 days. I have an app called Gratitude Plus, and with my significant other, she and I, every day, we write 3 things that we're grateful for on that day. And rather than saying I went to play soccer, I say I got to play soccer. And I think that helps me remind me that the little things that we forget that other people don't have are equally important.